Hi there, I'm Bonnie from Chaotically Organized, and today we are going to be walking through my setup for 2024. I'm going to talk about the spreads and the supplies I used. I had already filmed this, but it was such a struggle filming the process that it sucked all the joy from setting up my bullet journal. So I decided to test out a new format of videos where I set up my spreads on my own time, and then I show you the process and I explain the process and also show you the supplies and all of that stuff. So this is my notebook, and this has gone through some customization. This is the cover of a Rocco sketch pad, and I ended up using the paper of a Strathmore toned gray notebook because I really wanted to try bullet journaling on gray paper, and I searched high and low for a notebook, couldn't find any, and this was the only viable alternative, and I like it very much. I usually have a logo on the front to signify which notebook this is, also like the name of the notebook and such. I didn't do that. I think I forgot, but maybe I will get to it at some point. Let's take a look at the first page. So this is my cover page, and I went with an orchids theme for my yearly setups because I really love black orchids, and obviously white orchids exist, and I thought playing on both colors on a gray notebook would greatly capture how versatile and how much it contrasts on the gray. So I thought that would be a cool thing to do, and I ended up adding the circular element later on because I liked it in a few inspo pictures, and I ended up doing them in gold shimmer watercolor, which now that I think about it, I wish I had gone with something other than gold. I do have other shimmers, but I'm not gonna do or redo anything right now. So let's talk about the illustration first. I used my watercolors actually for this. This was a really good opportunity to test them and try them. So let me make sure that the palette is in frame, and then I used the black for the black orchids, obviously the white for all of the details, a mix of the gray and the olive green for the branches, and then I used another palette with the shimmers for the gold. And for the brushes that I used these 3 brushes. I found that going bigger on the brushes makes the details much easier, which is weird, sort of counterintuitive if I think about it, but yes, I used these, and I think the brand is YOPC. I'll make sure to link everything down below. So I used those, and then for the shimmer I used this palette. I'm not sure what the brand is, and I used the gold. See, I wish I had gone with one of the purples, no, not the black, but one of the purples would have been really beautiful, but oh well. So that's that. And then for the font, I looked up orchid font on Pinterest. This was one of them, and I really liked it, so I ended up going with it. And I used my brush pen, not sure how to pronounce the brand. I got this from Shein, and it's quite a generic brand, so you can get it from AliExpress I think as well. Anyway, I used the medium to do all of the lettering here, and then I just wrote "this journal belongs to" and my name using the the fine tip brush pen. The next page is going to be my goals and intentions. So I did another smaller branch of orchids, this time in white, added the gold circular elements as well, used the same font to do the goals and intentions, and I'm loving putting the titles or the headers at the bottom of the page. This is something that I'm doing a lot lately, and I really like it. I also use here washi tape. I will grab the roll in a few to show it to you, but for the goals I have 6, and I ended up doing black boxes to write the actual goals, and then the intentions page mirror it basically. And these are steps that I'm gonna take weekly, monthly, daily, whatever, to contribute to my goals. And then these circular icons, these are actually stickers that I made so that on my calendar I can like put a sticker to signify that on this day I've done something that contributes to this goal. Or in the case of my low buy, if I put a sticker, it means that I broke the low buy. This is the set of washi tapes from which I got these phrases. So I ended up using this one right here, and it has some phrases. Some of them honestly do not make a lot of sense, but I read along and cut out the phrases that sort of correlate to what I want for our goals and intentions page, and stuck them this way, and I really like how it turned out in the end. The page after that is my to get to page, and these are basically things that I think about randomly that I want to do at some point, don't know when. So sort of like a master's to-do list, but I don't like to-do list as a header or master. For whatever reason, does not resonate with my brain. To get to has been working well so far. So I decided to do a yearly spread. So I did a very simple to get to title, again at the bottom of the page. And then these, I actually used a stencil to do. And I'll show you right here. This is the stencil I did, and basically I used the goals section here, and I just placed them and traced the circles and the lines this way. I have an equal spacing, and it just made it easier to get done. And I ended up coloring the circles in gold just to add a little bit of something, and also to tie it to the circular gold element that I've been doing on the other pages. The page after that is my future log. So I saw this font on Pinterest again of the letters, and they had orchids. I was like, okay, this is perfect, has to go on my monthly log. And it did. I ended up really enjoying doing these. So I just did the letter for each month, and then the monthly calendar. And I actually also used another stencil, not to outline any of the boxes, but sort of like a placeholder as I write the calendar. So this is the stencil I'm talking about. So basically I just measured or like eyeballed where I want the calendar to go, and then taped it in and wrote the number of the actual calendar in without outlining the boxes. This made sure that I had an even spacing all throughout, and also made it a lot easier than going in freehand and having it uneven and unpretty, or going through all the trouble of measuring, especially since the pages are blank. I don't have any grid to help me here. So this was really genius actually, and I really liked it. So this is a simple calendar. I ended up adding a gold line under the days of the week just to add something gold. And I left a section for memories, which is going to be part of my monthly reset. And I've already populated this because it's the middle of January right now. So all the pink areas are holidays or days off that I'm sure gonna be days off. Next is my financial tracker. And I have 2 pages mirroring each other because one is for me and one is for my sister. So I did B because my name is Bonnie, and L for my sister. I call her Loon, so L. Her name does start with L as well. And it's just the same font I used on my monthly or like future log. I did this tracker previously, and this is basically going to be a running account of what I have in my mother's bank account, because I have yet to get my own bank account. I just keep putting it off. It's been a goal for like 3 years at this point. I'm not really bothered. I don't really mind having the money at my mother's, or like in my mother's account. It's basically my savings, and I don't spend much. So yeah, my sister is the same case, so I keep track of what she puts into the bank and what she takes out to spend. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here. I think it's gonna be like totals on a monthly basis, what I spent and what I put in. And here I think it's gonna be like, I'm not really sure. I set this up with some goals and intentions, and then I forgot them. So I'm left with these for now until I remember or find a use for them. Then we have my university spread academic. I'm entering my last term of university. I did another branch of Orchids. Same thing, a mix of the gray and the olive green for the branches and black for the actual orchid, white for the details. Ended up doing this senior 2024 thingy here because it's fun and I wanted to do that. And then I'm taking 5 courses alongside my required internship. So I did 4 sections and did the headers in gold to tie the circular gold element going on. And I only recently gone ahead and put the actual courses in. And in here, I think I'm just gonna have like a checklist of the things I have to submit and also a grade report. So basically what I get on my assignments and midterms, finals, etc. I usually have some variation of this in my previous bullet journals. Sometimes I have a timetable that I never refer to, a study plan that I never refer to. So this time I forwent everything. Although now that I think about it, I do want to have my timetable somewhere, probably a tip-in the future. The page after that is for my freelancing. So while I've never had an official job, I do work with a teacher and also a high school student, and I do basically all of their projects. Anything that can be done on a computer, I will most likely do. Motion graphics, infographics, anything with the design element, I don't know, research, all of that type of stuff, PowerPoint presentation, all of that I do. So I did the spread, and I usually, again, have a variation of it. Just have a section to write to whom the work is, the date I got it, a description of the order, a check mark if I have sent it, the price, and also the payday, because for the most part I don't get paid immediately. I get paid maybe at the end of the term. And then on this page I just have the title at the bottom and another illustration, this time with a big gold circle. This is what inspired the gold circles to begin with. So I did the orchids in white and then again the green foliage here. And I'm gonna have a box here so that I can have like a designated section for paydays, and also I have some accrued expenses, or no, accrued revenues from the previous year, or basically the previous term that I hadn't gotten paid for yet. So I have to transfer the information here at some point. But yeah, in my previous journal, I used a full page and a little bit. So this time I'm hoping that if I squeeze things in, 1 page will be enough. Then I have this, which I don't like. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. So I have 2024 reads in the same orchid font that I've been using. I saw this calendar or this bookshelves on Pinterest and I really liked it, so I decided to do it, except that I really don't like how I did it. So I ended up using Tombows, which my first time using Tombows actually, because I don't like water-based markers, all the streakiness and stuff. The bookshelves with the awful attempt at wooden grain, I can get past. The awful coloring of the background, I can get past, but the freaking crooked, uneven outline of the book is driving me nuts. And I feel like I want to redo this with gouache, but I haven't gotten around to it yet, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it. I have half a mind to keep it just so that I can drive myself crazy and curb some of my perfectionism. But at the same time, I was really looking forward to such a spread. And I've left areas, by the way, so that I can add small doodles of my themes throughout. Like, for example, I did an owl theme, so I'm gonna have an owl here. I did a leopard theme, so I'm gonna have like a leopard hanging out somewhere, but there is not enough space for it, so yeah, don't know what I'm gonna do about it. So I ended up using N79 for the bookshelves, and I think I used N89 for the background. And then for some reason I went in the opposite direction with a cool toned gray and used N25 for the outline of the bookshelves, of the actual books. So yeah, not really the best combo, and I don't really like it for whichever reason. So again, might redo it, might not, we shall see. The page after that, I think this is the last page. This is my period tracker, and again I have one for my sister as well. I wish my mom tracked my period at that time, because at that point when I was my sister's age, I didn't use a bullet journal or anything, and I also didn't track my period at all. And I wish that would have given me a lot of insight into the problems I have currently. Anyway, I titled it Red Days and added some gold circular elements, and then just did two big year in pixel, my goodness. So yes, I'm gonna use white to track, just to offer some contrast from the black. I left an area here for any appointments for my sister, a key in case I'm tracking some other things, and also I usually add like a brief summary of how my period was in terms of pain level, flow, and also if I vomited or not, because that is a symptom that I struggle with a lot. So this is a very simple tracker. Yes, I've tried many period trackers, and I think I'm gonna like this the most. And I decided to do the full year just so that I can spot any patterns and stuff. I wish I had started it in June of the previous year, that way I can have an actual pattern, but no, I did not do that. So in my next journal I will just transfer the same calendar or just continue filling it here. This is everything for my beginning spreads. This is my January cover page. We will take a look at my January spreads in another video. I still want to show a few pages at the back actually, so let's do that right now. Again, as I stuck a page at the back cover, and I ended up adding a pocket here for any ephemera or like the stickers that I'm using to track my goals. So this is just a cutoff of the big page that I did, and to cut it I just use a hole puncher to get like an equal even circle very easily. Then we actually have a swatch page, because I'm using gray paper for the first time. Obviously I had to test my supplies, stationery. So I have Crayola Colors of the World, Faber-Castell Grayscale Pet Artist brush pens. This is my solid watercolor palette here in order. So this is the gray I was talking about, and this is the olive green I was talking about, alongside the black and white obviously. This is the shimmer watercolor I showed in the beginning. I wish I had gone with this purple or even this one, but no, I went with the gold. And it's pretty, but I don't know, gold is not my favorite, to be completely honest with you, even though I use it a lot in the future, which you will see later. Anyway, I have my Tombow brush pens here. I only own the grayscale and I don't plan on getting any other set. And then I have a big pack of 48 markers, so this is it. And I also have some shimmer quote unquote coloring pencils from Rocco that I tested a while ago here as well. We also have this page which is called Scribbles That Matter, and I am aware that's a brand name, but also it fit perfectly for this page, so I kept it. This is basically where I test my pens Or for example, when I was doing the bookshelf, I wasn't sure what combo to use, so I tested a bunch of them until I decided on the N79. So yeah. We also have my A Year of Planning Challenge tracker. So I'm going to be participating in this challenge for the first time this year, and I decided to do all the boxes beforehand, but do the prompts month by month, and then whenever I participate in that week's prompt, I will color it in white and also write which page it correlates with, or which page contributes to this prompt, basically. And all of that will be on my Instagram. Lastly, I have a projects page, so I used the template for this tracker as well. This is it. I did this, but also extended it to fit my needs, basically. And this is Project B, a custom bullet journal that I'm working on. So I have all of the themes and the months, and just a checklist to keep myself up to track. And I think, yes, this is it. Now we are truly finished. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was inspiring, or I don't know, just fun to listen to. If you like this format of bullet journaling or bullet journaling videos, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram for more inspo, I guess. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.